Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut, and we find ourselves here on Towers of Doom for game number 1 of our first best of 3 of the evening. Let's go ahead and let you all figure out how we got to Towers of Doom for game number 1. Home team this evening is going to be the One Tricks. They lost the coin flip. The enemy team opted for first pick priority for game number 1. Tomb of the Spider Queen and Braxis Holdout were banned out by the members of Tiny Dancers. We had One Tricks going ahead and banning out Volskaya and Outdirect Pass, and that'll be Towers of Doom, chosen by the One Tricks for game number 1 for best 3 series here. Let's get back into our draft and see what we have. ETC Arthas to be banned out already. Arthas isn't really a major popular pick, but maybe there might be someone who's a little bit more well versed on that team of Tiny Dancers to be able to grab that. Victory is mine, Kalos. I'm very proud of you. Jinxie Cat, how's it going? Good to see you, Jinxie. Alrighty, so we have an Anduin to be banned out as well. So Towers of Doom, poke potential is a very big factor. Things like Garrosh are still up and available. I was about to say Zool is up and available as well if they want to try and go for some sort of main tank Zool, or just have them within the solo lane position for the double soak, be able to clear things out and push out those lanes a lot quicker. I really like that actually as an option for them. On the opposing side, I believe Garrosh and Stukov wouldn't be a bad duo before the ban phase. That way, Key can get something that they're very, very strong on. Because if memory serves correct, Key is a very, very strong Stukov player. But Greymane and Kael'thas will be grabbed, which isn't bad. You've got poke potential with the Kael'thas, a little bit of setup as well for the Greymane. Greymane as well can grab Cam. So I really like that power spike that they have together with that duo on the left-hand side. But they're going to grab themselves a Tassadar and a Garrosh. That's a little scary. Force Wall allows Garrosh to step into the enemy member. You have his root from Zool as well. So far, I will say that Tiny Dancers have a very terrifying start to their draft. Arthas ban rip? I know, right? Dark Angel, how you doing, bud? By the way, Jinxie, the session on Saturday was so much fun. I'm honest to God, I'm so pumped for the next one. I had so much fun. Our little like setup session, everything. It's so good. If anyone doesn't know, Jinxie Cat does a D&D stream on Saturdays, and we all play in her campaign, quite a few of us. So if you would like to see some cool D&D action, we're doing a planar storyline. So it's very, if you ever watched Doctor Who, like every few episodes or every few sessions will probably be a new area with a new task. So if you're like, oh man, like I can't keep up with the main storyline, this is what we're playing on the side for a little bit. So yeah. Like, come by. Like, I think they're super, super fun. I had a friend who was watching. He's like, I missed the whole setup of it, but he's like, I caught on very late, and it was really good. So, my buddy Brian, who was in chat, really, really enjoyed it. So, good job, Jinxie. Good job. All right, so Varian Stukov on the left-hand side. There's the Stukov we were talking about beforehand. Varian does offer some extra lockdown, and that pairs well with the Kael'thas as well as the Greymane, and then a Rhaegar. So this is looking like it's probably going to be a Bloodlusted Tassadar with Archon form. But what else works with Tassadar in a Bloodlust? Not Tassadar, but just a Bloodlust hero as well. Something melee, something that you can really kind of slap with. Malthael's not a bad idea if you want to actually keep the Zool in the 4-man, but Lunara does also get increased auto attack, speed, damage, and all that good stuff from the Bloodlust, so that's at least what I'm expecting for them. All I look down and see at draft chat is go. You can also go Stitches. I suggest Cho'Gall. Maybe next time. Oh my god, they're just literally drafting for each other. You're super hyped too. I like the session. I think it's fun. I like our characters. I don't know. It's just a good time. Like I really look forward to the sessions. But Urel is gonna round things out for us here, and overall, between these two heroes, or these two drafts, honestly, I don't know who wins. Like, single target lockdown and blow up is really strong for the One Tricks, but the team fight overall and the sustained chase coming out from Tiny Dancers is pretty strong. I think it's really going to be who gets shut down first in the beginning of the fight. If they can get the single target pick and start chasing them, like if One Tricks get the pick with the Gravity Lapse taunt, Greymane dives in, Stukov with the Lurking Arm, they don't go anywhere, they die. They have the potential of chasing the enemy team, but the enemy team does have a lot of good damage during all of that. Let's say they lock down the Zool, Tassadar is still throwing Qs, Lunara is still throwing at damage over time, Stukov, I don't think they really struggle with the damage over time. It just might be one of those things that becomes a prior, like, the more and more like I look at the two drafts, I'm like, I don't know which one wins, like purely just on paper, because I can't factor in just paper. Like I can't just factor it together on paper. Like there's heroes that stand out and people who are comfortable in other heroes as well. But we'll see what happens here as it appears to be snowing in the Nexus. Let's go ahead and get into game number 1, and we can actually see what everyone's talking about. This is the snow, by the way, if you're wondering. All this atmospheric effect is going to be, I'm assuming, the new hero in the game. But on the left-hand side, we got the members of the One Tricks. We've got Rise Robin on the Urel. Key is going to be on the Stukov. Siege will be on the Kael'thas. We have Royal on the Varian, and Kotip will be on the Greymane. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Tiny Dancers. We will be seeing Liddell, I believe it is going to be on the Stukov. Feldroth will be on that Tassadar. Fishing Queen will be on the Lunara. Silver is going to be on the Garrosh, and we have... Where are you? Materium will be on the Rhaegar. Let's go ahead and get into mid lane and check out our level 1s and see. Body check for Garrosh here. Healing reduction, movement speed. This is going to be this. I mean, we're talking about sustained chase. This is going to be a very good factor as well. That way they can get a single target and slow them, reduce the healing they get from that Stukov, as well as maybe have a toss. That's going to be a force wall from Tassadar Royal trying to work their way towards the side of that. And now I wonder if we actually get some sort of electric fence. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of Tassadars going into electric. Does this atmospheric effect continue for the entire game? Does it just snow in the Nexus for the whole game? I mean, I'm not like 100% against it. I kind of like it on Towers of Doom. Like, this is very pretty. I just don't understand why it's snowing in June. 6 months into the year. What's up, Skipmo? How you doing, bud? Why is it snowing halfway into the year? Just reel me that one, Batman. Like, we got the hot Deathwing in the Christmas time words, and we're gonna get snow in June, July. It's the entire game. I don't hate it, but if this is the reason why replays are broken, then I do. Royal gonna be getting thrown around. They're gonna try and back out right there. They did. Ooh, sorry, I was looking at their level 1. They did go into overpower at level 1, so I was looking at did they go into Lion's Maw to try and build that up a little bit more, but no. They're just going to be looking for cooldown reduction. I've actually seen a lot of variants taking that into Tracers, so that way they can get cooldown reduction and just parry more. That's really. I feel like I don't see this too often, but I guess if you're gonna step forward, maybe this is Colossal Smash. It definitely works well with Taunt. You press W, step in there. At 10, you'll have Protected. You get cooldown reduction. You get the taunt off. You hopefully get the kill. I love the snow effect. Overwatch was poo-pooing all over it. Wait. Oh, J-How was poo-pooing over it. J-How just doesn't like things that make people happy, like Christmas, holidays. No, I don't know his position on it. Greymane, all right, that right there is exactly what I was talking about in the draft, about single target picks coming out from the side of One Tricks, and they absolutely blow up that single target with it. Taunt, Gravity Lapse, Lurking Arm, there's so many good just tools in there to be able to get the blow up that you need, and now, right before the objective phase, Lunar will be coming back, but the objective still is about 10 seconds onto that one, so I expect left and the right and the top portion of the map to get traded out. Taunt, Greymane dives in, slow. There's going to be a root from Zool. Kotip tries to get the Razor Swipe into them, but is not able to do so. As I said, I expect left and the right to be traded out, and then this big contest should happen right here. You're all going to be working their way into this. We're going to pull away talents for a little bit. We haven't seen... we don't have level 7 yet. We've seen them for quite some time, so look at those in a little bit as... Zool's going to take the long route. No, they're going to be tapping well. Okay. Taunt coming out from Varian. There's going to be the slow Lurking Arm. They don't manage to get the pick as they have a root onto one. They're going to dive back out onto them. That's Tassadar getting a lot of good damage out with the Shockwave. That's going to be Greymane getting picked off, unfortunately. Rise Robin trying to get out of there, uses the Righteous Hammer. Going to try and sidestep the Blossom, jumps over the wall. Unfortunately, the sustained chase, as we were talking about in the draft as well, is going to be too strong. So single target pick versus sustained chase composition. We'll see how this works out. Who will get locked down and blown up, and who's just going to get chased and killed? Because I think that's really what it's going to boil down to, is we have 10 seconds on the left camp and a few seconds on the right. All right, it's bothering me, so here's a little caster tip. When you're casting, mouse and keyboard, cursor size, make it itty-bitty. Sorry, that was like, I kept seeing the size of the cursor and it was bothering me at least, but that's a taunt onto Royal. They're going to try and work their way out of here using the shield wall, or at least, excuse me, the parry to be able to get some cooldown reduction from the overpower, but also just to be able to keep themselves alive within that disengaged moment. And Zul just going to continue to soak things up. Once we get into the level 8 area, we'll go ahead and look at some of the other numbers and such, because we've looked at talents, but I know we just got our 7s, and a fight continues to break out. Taunt coming out onto Garrosh. Gravity Lapse is there as well. Silver very low. Body blocked by the friendly members. They also do have the Living Bomb spreading around a little bit, and that's going to be a big thing for Siege to consider into the late game. Do they consider the Ignite with the Flame Strike at level, I believe, 16? And do they consider the... it's not Master of Flames. I can't remember what it is at level 20 that gives you the constant passing of the Living Bomb. Overpower is a taunt talent. I actually, what I typically go into is I go into the Lion's Maw at level 1 just to get myself more chase potential and slow. Wow, that's going to be all 6 sappers going in. Wait. It dead. I wish we could have stuff like that as a toggle during the seasons. I would actually be all for that. 100%. Being able to just turn on snow atmospheric effects during the winter time. Absolutely. That'd be a really cool thing for Here's the Storm. Tassador's going to be able to poke once right there. They actually did go into Electric Fence at level 4. There's going to be a taunt from Varian Gravity Lapse. The dive in for the Greymane Cleanse comes out as well. Tassador gets a huge shock ray into quite a few members, but they didn't go into that level 1 Questing Talent, which I can't think off the top of my head. Static Charge, I think it is. Royal gets thrown around. I don't think they make it out of their body check as well. And body blocks coming out from Silver as they get the channel into bottom lane. And that's going to be 4 shots raining out into the core of the One Tricks. Tiny Dancers move up in this game with a 28 to 36 core health setup. You take it because the taunt forces them to attack you and get a lot of burst out of it. That is true, Monkus. That is very true. I always go the Lion's Maw at level 1, and then I always go for healing, I believe, at 7? Yeah, this one, Lionheart. But mostly because I want the slow and the decay. Or the non-decay, I believe it is. Because it increases your slow by 25%. And then I think the decay is gone completely, so you just have a slow for like 5 seconds. No, that sounds wrong. Probably like 4 seconds. Caster math is kicking in. Yrel finds themselves on an island in top lane, does use the Ardent Defender, mounts up because they do have the... oh my god, Divine Steed, was it level 7? Yeah. That right there, that Divine Steed value for Rise Robin as they think about going for the regeneration glow, but they realize, you know what, they're still all up here. In my opinion, this is a mega trade in favor for the One Tricks. This down here, this is such a better option. One, you're able to control the bell tower phases. So next bell tower phase, this is actually a really good example, will be middle and bottom. And it's in the center of the map. So if the enemy team wants to rotate into this, they have to come directly through the center of the map, or they have to come through their sapper camp. Since they know that they were in top lane clearing that shrine, or at least getting that shrine, they're going to assume that they're coming from this top, and that's why they're kind of playing this Y formation here. They're just trying to check which direction they're coming in. So they're going to back off. They're going to poke at this while Key gets the channel in the bottom of our screen, so you can see Stukov down there grabbing that. There was the camp grabbed as well, so that's going to be in bottom lane. Toss goes out onto Kotip, who's trying to get out of there. Huge Warlord challenge. That's Key coming in here. Ancestor Healing does not connect in time. That's going to be a Greymane for a Garrosh. Royal getting rooted, going to pop the protection as well. Righteous, oh my god. Rise Robin's using the Righteous Hammer and going to be able to knock them back, and I believe they got both of those channels? No, I'm wrong on that, because they did, yeah, they took 3 damage, so one channel went out on the left and one channel went out on the right as they're trying to feed these sappers in bottom lane. Royal almost getting bursted down. Just going to throw a Lion's Maw right out. Lion's Fang, excuse me. Lion's Maw is the level 1 talent. I keep messing it up, but Lion's Fang is what Varian will be throwing out with that Q, and then there's another sapper camp coming in through this lane, so they're going to try and feed this in as well. Force Wall from Tassadar does do damage because they did go into the Electric Fence at level 1. What is it hitting for right now? 153 a second, but it also has that 35% slow, which is pretty beneficial. Oh wait, taunt onto one. Greymane dives in. Ancestor Healing so much use. Kotip actually got thrown out, and they end up going down. Black Hole from Tassadar goes out, but won't be able to pull anyone into that void. And they also do manage to stop the Sapper Camp from coming through. Another Alter will be popping up, and that's going to be in the center of the map. Urel's going to be clearing out top lane. Zul's going to be making sure that mid gets pushed in as well, and it's just continuing to soak up. I did promise that we were going to look at other stats, and I completely forgot, but there's a taunt from Garrosh. They're going to try and save this Varian, who does pop the protection. Massive shove from Stukov. Shockwave from Tassadar, though, is going to poke at this fort. I think they should be able, like, with the poke potential they have, I think they should be able to convert this back over before the bell tower phase happens, but with that, oh no, they'll be able to rotate into this. It'll be full 5v5 though. Actually, Zul not here. Zul not really even showing. I don't know if they were showing in mid. Short toss from Garrosh, I think that stops the channel. Rise going for the channel, but will be interrupted. I'm gonna pull away talents just so we can see this a little bit better right now. It's even talent tiers. Rise jumps in. Royal goes in for the taunt protection. A lot of damage onto Feldroth. They actually turn around. They're looking at Silver, but Royal so very low. Does get the push, pops the protection. There's a Pyroblast onto Tassadar, who tries to get out of there. They don't actually die from that. Rise tries to jump onto them. They're not getting a single kill. There's the Lunara going down. A couple members low on the left-hand side. They're going to spread the push around from the Stukov. And they managed to get out of there. They get some healing, and I think this should be channel in favor for the members of the One Tricks. They're gonna even up this game a little bit here, and they'll be 25 to what, 27? Caster math? Hell yeah. Birdie, how's it going? Butt go One Tricks. Where? You know what? I was surprised that it took this long for Buttspot to show up. How you doing, Birdie? Thanks for coming by. Alrighty, let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers. I meant to do that at the moment that fight ended, but I got distracted by Buttspot. So we can at least see what the damage, experience, and healing has looked like thus far. It's been a little bit of time into this game as we are just about 16's taunt under the top portion, but Siege, I think, got peeled away right there. Toss goes out to Kotip. That's going to be a Warlord's challenge. So much damage goes out. There's a black hole from Tassadar. I think Varian tries to get out of that one, but they still get pulled in. They're going to dive onto them. Royal says, you know what, just go. I'm a lost cause, and they're going to lose 2. Camp was cleared out. 16 talent here goes over to the enemy side, and they're going to step into bottom lane. The members of Tiny Dancers looking to now turn this back around in their favor, as they were initially in the driver's seat for the start of this game in our best of 3 series. Urel jumping forward, going to try and knock them away just so that they can't poke at this, delaying things out a little bit, but this is still going to be the fort going over in favor for Tiny Dancers. The One Trick's doing as much as they can just to poke them back. Triple altar phase coming out right now as well. If they're able to get all 3, that'll be the enemy team sitting at what? 10 health? Caster math coming in clutch. Oof. The altars are rising. I mean, do you remember when I was talking about Varian stats at the start of this game? That's prime caster math. Always a good time watching your cat. Thank you so much, Birdie. I appreciate that. That really means a lot to me. Thank you. Rhaegar's gonna be in bottom lane. Stukov grabs the left-hand side, so they're at least gonna get 3. Lion's Fang going out. Silver has kind of split the Kael'thas. Siege gets thrown in. They say, you know what, I might as well Pyroblast into their face. Doesn't get it off in time. It's going to be a 10-second cooldown. Rise going to get rooted. The absorption does come out. They're going to get a little bit of healing from the Ardent Defender. Actually, just about a full bar, but that almost immediately goes away. Rhaegar, as I said, got the bottom one, but this will be 10 shots going out, and that'll be 15 to 24 when it comes to core health. Members of Tiny Dancers slowly winning this one, but it's Towers of Doom. It's anyone's game still, as we do have 16 talent here, evened up on both sides, and 20s are right around the corner. Well, a little bit further than right around the corner for Tiny Dancers. Urel apparently gets picked off in mid lane. Probably a toss Warlord challenge, and then they'll go ahead and grab the fort there. Zul gets the fort in top lane, or at least will just about to be able to do so. And they're gonna, and here's the thing too, like they see this. This is the vision for our orange team or our red team, and they saw them down here clearing this out. Zul gonna grab a camp. They're gonna grab this one themselves. Invade coming in from Kotipper. I think they might have just been checking. This is really risky. Oh no, they probably assume it's a 4v4. They have to assume that the Zul is somewhere else, and they do see that ping with the camp, but they back off. Urel down for the next 10 seconds. 16 to 19. We can actually see all of our talent tiers right now. So if you're wondering what some of those talents were, some of the quested talents, which actually there are absolutely no quested talents in this game that we have here. Does the barrage start in time? They get 1 shot out from it. And they get a couple sappers over as well. I don't know if it was 1 or 2 right there. I believe it was 1, because they got 1 shot there at 15. Yeah, they got 1 sapper and 1 shot off. from the barrage. Another sapper camp to be grabbed on the bottom right-hand side. Garrosh and friends looking to now feed this in through bottom lane. And you can see them all trying to angle out. Massive shove doesn't connect. And there's a Warlord's challenge. Leaping strikes from Lunar. Kotip's going to be the first one to go down. Banner of Ironforge, I think it is. No, Banner of Delaran coming out as they get the toss onto Royal. Tassadar just stayed still and takes the damage from the Living Bomb. Excuse me, from the Pyroblast. Lunar finds one more lance into the back of the Varian, and they'll get that kill right there. And with this, they'll do 12 points of core damage. Wait, Sappers. This is game-ending potential now. It wasn't before. Now it is. Before they would have to get both of these, then they'd have to get boss. Now they just need both. Zul's already on the right-hand side, so that channels through. Kael'thas does go down to the Rhaegar. There's a black hole to pull things backwards. Ancestral Healing comes out. Second Ancestral from the upgrade from level 20, if you're wondering why that hit twice. Silver's going to go for the channel. Yrel goes down. All 5 are killed on the left-hand side. The One Tricks will go down in game number 1. Tiny Dancers up 1 in our best 3 series. GG. Well played. All right, let's see what the teams want to do. The Selly GG is very good. The unfortunate thing is I'm out of tea. Kind of want another cup, I'm not going to lie. A very good game 1. How are we all doing in chat? How are all of you? That was weird. Is this any tourney? It's a North American League. Weekly matches and stuff like that, Dorkster. Up 12k points, almost there as for the big ass treat for the goodest boy. Thank you so much, Sudoku. Thank you so much. Thanks for saving those points for the good boy. All right, we're just waiting to find out what one of the teams wants to do, and then we'll get into game number 2. If this is a quick 2-0, which I hope it's not, we will we'll continue into Storm League games because that's what we were doing beforehand. It was fun. I finally got another win in bronze. Hell yeah! Congratulations! Where's the map? Better now that you're buttering casting. I'll take it. Thank you, Jinxie Cat. All right, lobby's up, so we just gotta get players in here. Oh, Jinxie with the bandit pets. All right, while we get our lobby populated, we'll get that right now. All right. We'll get these players in here in just a second. Oh, wait, can I just swap silver? Right? Do I have that on the right side? Yeah. All right. Get the bandit pet for the good boy. Good boy, he's just like, oh, yeah. You a little surprised? Not expecting pets to come? Alrighty. Thank you for redeeming the pets, Jinxie. Struggling the IR the set. Nah. As my friends who were Grandmaster and Master consistently every single season, Bahamut, you can't get better at the game if you don't play it. It's true. At that time, I was like, I just didn't want to play ranked because I was so nervous about it. But I was always like, I wanna get better, and I just like play the game. See, like you can watch all the casts in the world, but that won't translate to these. You gotta just practice with these. Like a small brag, when I swapped over, not when I swapped, but when I started playing more League on the side for funsies so I can play with other people, there were a lot of concepts that just translated for me. Stutter stepping, freezing the lane, watching your minimap. It's just stuff like that. Like there's like, when can you hearth back to get health and not lose experience in the lane? You know, when is it too much to push up? When is it, you know, when are you pushing up too much where the enemy team can gank you? It's all those, like, not all those, but a lot of those concepts just kind of came through when I was playing the other games. So mechanically, you just got to play them. Like, I used to play a lot of FPSs, and I could jump around to different FPSs, and it was no problem because I just had the reaction time and the mechanical skills for it because I was so practiced on it. Now when I go to FPSs, I'm a potato because all I do is play MOBAs. So my reaction time, my aiming, my skill is all diminished because I don't practice it. But in MOBAs, it's a lot better. I'm not Grandmaster by any means, but it's better. All right, let's ask if these teams are ready, and we'll get going to game 2. I'm still struggling with ranked anxiety. Haven't ventured in ranked in weeks. I understand, Kalis. I get it. I absolutely get it. Just hit search and don't think about it. See, it's not... mute chat helps actually a lot, too. Just do it when you feel like you're going to enjoy it. That's my tip to you, because that's kind of how I approach Storm League. Like, the days that I feel like, you know what? I'm okay. Like, I can take a hit. Like, if I lose the game, it's whatever. Those are the days to play. Let's go ahead and get into game number 2, everybody. We will be finding ourselves here on... Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series, everyone. My name is Bahamut. We are here on Dragonshire with the One Tricks on the left-hand side and Tiny Dancers on the right. But if you're sitting at home wondering, do I play ranked or do I just go ahead and body the enemy team once again on my Lost Vikings? But you want to know how we got to Dragonshire? I got you covered. The home team this evening is going to be the members of the One Tricks. They lost the coin flip. For game number 1, Tiny Dancers opted for first pick priority, banning out Tomb and Braxis Holdout. Volskaya Foundry and Alterac Pass were banned up by the members of the One Tricks. Towers of Doom was the first map chosen by the One Tricks, and they lost that. The losing team can either choose first pick or map pick priority. As the losing team is the One Tricks, they opted for first pick for game 2, and Dragonshire will be chosen by Tiny Dancers. Let's get back into our draft and find out what we have thus far. Garrosh to be removed. Joanna is out of here as well. Do we see another Arthas pick or ban? Is there a target Arthas ban onto one of the Tiny Dancer players, or do they just legit think Arthas is super strong on that map? Towers of Doom being the one. No, it's Anduin. Okay. Also reminding myself that I'm playing ranked to learn and to lose points. It's okay if my rank doesn't define my worth. Jinxie Cat, that is probably one of the best things that you can say to someone. Absolutely. Absolutely. Your rank does not determine anything about you at all, because a rank is something that can change based on you getting better within the game. And some people like to see that that visual, you know, up and down, which I kind of enjoy that a little bit. I like to know how many points I'm donating back to the Nexus, but at the same time, like, it's a good way of me kind of gauging certain things. Like, you know, the first 2 games we had today, my Sonya felt a little off. Like, I wasn't making good leaps. I wasn't really spearing into good targets. But my game number 2, on that false set, I was getting into the backline. I was targeting people a lot better. My gusts were a little wonky, but those are the games where you're like, all right, well, I can see that I was actually a lot better, and, you know, your rank points don't reflect that because they They take away more than you can get. All right, let's get into the draft. My rant aside, we can rant more after this best of 3 when we go back into doing ranked games. But ETC on the left-hand side, some power sliding coming out from them. They could go Stukov again 100% here. Ooh, they're going to go Rexar for the solo lane in a Grey main as well. I really like that coming out from the One Tricks. Very aggressive, very strong front line with that. Tassadar Lucio. With a Lucio, that means they do have the boostio to be able to get around the map a little bit faster. I wonder if they actually consider the Arthas here, just because you can chase in, you have the Howling Blast, the speed boost, there's just so much setup there. And then Lucio's got good harassment, Tassadar's got good poke as well as damage. I actually didn't look at the stats, but I think the Tassadar had some pretty good damage in the last game. Sorry, I'm watching Bandit play a little bit here. I want to play ranked when I'm well rested and outside of the weekend, because, yeah, exactly. It only leaves Wednesdays, and then it's somehow yeah, exactly. I think it's just one of the things that you gotta rip that Band-Aid. The ranked games during the work week are just as bad as they are on the weekend. I would probably say the weekend's a little worse. By the way, Uferino, thank you for the follow, as well as Krivdnik, I think it is. I hope I got your name right. Thanks for the follows, friends. Lingari, how you doing, bud? Borberder Fett. I think I said that right. How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by, everybody. Is this the only series today? This is the only series I could get today. But we're not gonna have a short stream or anything like that. We'll go into ranked after this. Does your name play homage to the Platinum Dragon of the Celestial World of Dungeons and Dragons, the lawful good king of dragons? Unfortunately, it does not. It's a reference to Final Fantasy VII, but I do understand that there is a connection into Dungeons and Dragons, and it is very funny that when people reference it in D&D, they're like, yeah, Bahamut, and I'm like, yes? Okay, I'm sorry. We missed a lot of the draft here. Stukov was grabbed. Jane is going to be there as well. That's a very strong composition with the ETC dive burst setup. Really, really well played with that one. I expect it to be Ring of Frost Mosh Pit, but we never know, and I make a joke about Lost Vikings, but we're getting them here, and I'm super pumped about this because Lost Vikings had some changes in the most recent patch, and I have not taken the time to look into it enough, so I'm super, super, super excited about this Lost Vikings pick. I love this so much. A couple rough days, but with popcorn and poke and butt kittens, everything is all right. Butt kitten? What are butt kittens? I hope your days are better, Langari. I hope things level out for you. Unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion. Whenever time I feel like I've reached the ceiling of my skill, I take a snare and practice and playing around in my rank. It's playing Smurf as a plat. If I get to. Oh. Yeah, I just don't think a lot of people want to do double accounts and stuff like that. That's the hard thing as well. Bahamut, Final Fantasy Dragon is king of summons. I mean, you're not wrong, Darkster. A lot of people would be like, but what about Knights of the Round Table? They're a bunch of knights. Yeah, but they're not a giant dragon, okay? So, On the left-hand side, we got the members of the One Tricks trying to take us to a game 3. Rise Robin's going to be on the Garrosh. Oh my god, onto the Rexar. Key will be on the Stukov. Kotip's going to be on the Grey Main. Royal on the ETC. And Siege will be on that Jaina. On the right-hand side, we've got the members of Tiny Dancers. Feldroth is going to be on the Tassadar. Materium will be on the Lucio. We've got Silver on the Olaf, Silver on the Baylog, and Silver on the Eric. And we have Fishing Queen on that Rainer. Also, excuse me, Liddell is going to be on that Muradin. Oof. I said so many names on the right-hand side, I was just like, yeah, we said everybody, and then I was like, wait a minute, we still have a Muradin, we still have some other players, we haven't said their name yet. Rainer, there we go, couldn't think of it. Butkins is something Buttspot gave us. Oh, did it? Okay, I must have missed it at a point. Playing a dragon-themed campaign with Bahamut, did not think that through. Jinxie, your campaign's perfect. All of your campaigns are perfect. Olaf will go down first in top lane. Vikings gonna go into bribery at level 1. They actually changed this. Vikings no longer get CDR in camp, so it's just a bribe. That's it. There's no specialty to it. They don't get any value from it outside of just bribing a camp. Sorry, Silver was on the Garrosh in the last game, so I'm trying to like change my perspective tank-wise, because It's just like, I was just like, why are they just standing there tanking so much damage? I was like, oh wait, they're on the Vikings. Okay. Little different right there. You gotta name all the TLV. I will say this, I said that, but I didn't say Rise Robin's gonna be on the Misha Bear, which is sad. We all know that Rexar's there, but we gotta give credit where credit's due. The Misha Bear is the one that hard carries. Look at that. Rexar just stands back and throws birds out of their pocket, and Misha Bear's running around, getting the point in the face of the Vikings. Butt spot going all out. Oh god, I missed something. Butt said something to the effect of the girlfriend is adopting some kittens, and Buttspot said the butt is adopting butt kit butts. Yes, butt kit butts. Oh god, thank you all for hanging out. Sorry about this. TLV sniping well. They actually, yeah, I just realized. 6 moons later, we get that. Merden's gonna be jumping out right over there. Royal is able to get back as well. They do have the channel for the Dragonite. We do have some Vikings in mid lane to slow this down. Little boop from Olaf. You don't win this 1v1 there, bud. But that does buy them time to be able to get the point back on bottom lane. Balog will be going down in the top lane. They get the Stukov in bottom. I believe I said either way. They're going to siege into bottom lane a little bit further. Royal stepping out. Tassadar did not go into the static charge at level 1. They went into the Psi Infusion instead. Which I honestly, like, I think with Tassadar's changes, I think that they're all kind of viable. Like, I really think that all of... Well, yeah, no, I think they're all viable at level 1. I think he's got good diversity within his talents. I'm just looking. Eric the Swift. So Eric is just more... Eric is able to harass even harder now, as if they weren't able to harass that hard beforehand. One trips don't seem to notice or carry. I was actually surprised when I went over and I saw that. Looking into the top lane really quickly, trying to use these... Like, Misha just tanking tower shots. Okay. Alright now. That's just rude. With the Vikings, actually, they find themselves a little bit behind in experience on the right-hand side for Tiny Dancers. They do step in. They're not out of this by any means. It's not like, oh god, it's a half a level and they have the Vikings, that's it. But this is starting to get a little worrisome, but now a fight breaks out. There's a huge pop onto Lucio. They do kind of back off right there, get the Dwarf toss out. Murden's going to be fine. That will be channel potential for the Dragonite on the side of the one tricks. Vikings into Misha Rexar don't seem or feel very good. Misha Bear just hunting Vikings at this point. Also, there's no towers, so they can just play this lane super aggressive. And they will. You don't need your well if you just win the top lane. Who needs mana when... I don't know. It's actually really surprising that they just let the Eric kind of take that. Like Gary, please. Butt spot, butting the... Alright, Raynor grabs the camp on the right. They did go into Exterminator at level 1 as well, which was nerfed in the most recent patch. It went from the 75... Oh wait, was it just the 75 that was changed? I thought it was the 75 and the 125. I thought it went back to 5100. Or was it always 50... I have to go read that patch notes again. I don't remember... I thought both of them were nerfed by 25%. Unless it was... I don't remember it being 75 and 150. I don't think so. Eric sniped the mid well? They did, didn't they? Yes, they did. I didn't even notice it. Maybe they noticed it. Or maybe they didn't even notice it. They're just like, wait, our well's gone. That's it. No one able to get Dragonite. This is also, just to note, no one has gotten Dragonite in this game thus far. We are about 6 or so minutes into this. Let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers, get an idea of what those look like. Both teams fairly close, but this will be 10 talent tier picked up first on the side of the one tricks. With Ring of Frost, I expect this to be a Mosh Pit ETC. Like this is the setup for Mosh Pit ETC. Greymane goes in there and just destroys. It was 75, 125. Okay, so they only changed the initial 50 then, huh? I must have misread that on the patch notes. I swore that it was both of them reduced by 25%, but hey, either way. Bottom lane, they do have a silence. There's a lot of damage onto Feldroth. The Ring of Frost goes out. They all sidestep that, so no one going to be going down from that one. Mid lane, they do have the availability for Dragonite, but unfortunately no one in mid lane. All three Vikings are in top, but they're going to realize, we need someone to harass this mid, so Eric is going to be sent over in the bush. Greymane trying to go for the channel, but Eric is immediately just on top of them. And I don't know if they may have clicked the Viking too far into the lane, but it doesn't matter. They actually stop Kotip, and they also do stop that, but a whole big burst comes out. Murden pops the Avatar form, misses the Stormbolt, tries to Dwarf Toss away Materium, trying to speed boost them out of there. Oh, that Murden was very close to going down. Lucio does sacrifice himself as they just get the break it down back up. Excuse me, the sound barrier. Once again, going to have control over top. Bottom lane going to get control. Greymane now in mid lane. Eric going to be hanging out right over there. Silver? No, they don't throw that Misha Bear too close into them. And Greymane's waiting for this. They're expecting it, but Murden jumped into bottom lane, and they're gonna stall things out for a little bit. Power slide from ETC. Is there a mosh pit? They actually dropped the mosh just in time to catch the Murden mid dwarf toss, and that's gonna be a triple kill. Technically quad if you count the Baylog going down, but that should be a Dragonite over to the side of the One Tricks. And I'll be honest here, chat. This momentum is hard to defeat. The Vikings seem like they're getting pushed back in. Dragonite's gonna be grabbed. And we have a solid 2-level lead. A little bit less than that, but still. At least looking at 13 to 11. I could be wrong, and my defense is 4 AM for me. No, sometimes patch notes are misread on my end, and sometimes the tooltips are not updated properly. God Mosh for real. That was actually a really good Mosh. Like Royal held that. I was waiting because they would have at least gotten 2, but then just the Dwarf Toss, catching the Dwarf Toss midair, just so very good. Kotip is taking a lot of damage. Black Hole comes out from Tassadar. They're looking to chase in his Ring of Frost out from the Janus. Siege is taking a lot. There's going to be a Lurking Arm. Liddell is just jumping or trying to just get into the backline, but Royal is doing a good job peeling. There should be a face melt in a second. They actually interrupt that, and that'll be the ETC going down. Vikings still managing the top lane, or at least, well, okay, they're managing top lane. What are the Vikings sitting at stack-wise? They've got 26... Hold on, it's a little broken for us here. So they've got 13.5 regeneration, and they've got 95 bribe stacks. I believe it's every 50 for them because they have a max of 200. 40. Okay, I was waiting for them to go for the well, but apparently not. No, they're not going to go for any sort of well. I mean, you got to get all 3, right? That's how they're gonna win this game back. They're just like, we'll take out the wells, we'll slowly push them in, and we'll win it back. Mid lane has 423 health. Dear Lord. I checked the pass notes. It's the only initial 75%. No nerf on the inspiration bonus. Thank you, Kratz. Thank you. So I did misread it. That makes a lot of sense. Sometimes words like to rearrange themselves, and sometimes my brain just doesn't read things correctly at all. Second shrine activating for Dragon Phase. Silver won't get much value with these Vikings, or with these Siege Giants in bottom lane. And they're 1 level behind, so they have closed that gap a little bit. They're looking to try and dive onto the Rexar Misha. They unleash the boars. They're going to try and turn this around. Root, break it down. Excuse me. Sound Barrier from the Lucio. Ring of Frost as well. That's going to be Tassadar going down. Massive shove onto 1. Silver trying to get one of the Vikings out. Olaf jumps in there, and they're going to lose that Olaf. So a 1.25 trade in favor for the members of the One Tricks right there, as they push themselves closer to that 16 talent tier. And that kill really... It opened up the window once again for this experience lead, and also with that, they're going to try and go for a Dragonite. Eric steps onto the point. Greymane already in position for this, and they're going to have to eat a Dragonite here, as this will be second one of the game in favor for the One Tricks, who are building momentum to take us to that game number 3. Still have a few structures up, but this Dragonite might be the deciding factor in at least this bottom lane. Top lane's already gone down. Mid lane, is it still alive? No, that one went down as well. So, excuse me, it was just the one structure in bottom, but the gate was up as well. Rexar Misha just going to free push into top lane, which is actually huge for them. Vikings going to try and soak those 2 lanes, while the rest of the friendly team is doing their best to defend bottom. kick onto the Tacitor, but it only kind of keeps them in the corner. Fort still dealing good damage onto this Dragon Knight, but they'll lose the fort. And I believe that's all they'll get on the side of the one tricks for this Dragon Knight phase. Lazy Hydra, thank you for the 7 months. I'll resend your alert when we get out of game. Poor Vikings just want to do Viking things. Exactly. Oh, I'll have to get a glass of water if we go to game 3. Actually, in general, after this game, I need a glass of water. So some Shock Ray going out, a little bit of poke, but Dragon Knight goes down in 8 seconds. Silver's still in top lane soaking up, and they've got even talent tiers for the time being. Muradin and friends looking for an invade. Royal already over there, gonna get the power slide through. Face Melt pushing them around. But here's the thing, Royals split themselves, and I think they're considering, like, do we chase onto Siege and Key? Nah. Such a great route from Stukov. That's what you get when you one-trick heroes. Yeah, I'd say so. I one-trick a hero in League, and I'm slowly learning that I can be more aggressive than I thought, just because I'm learning the limits of that hero, or champ, if you will. And it's just exciting. It's exciting when you're learning something, you're doing all right in it. I'm waiting to see if they try and defend this invade into the camp, or if they're just gonna eat that. They're just gonna eat that. They're gonna wait for it looks like Eric to come back. Which I never noticed this. Hold on. They actually, I don't know if this is new. I think they actually fixed that in one of the recent patches, but that's going to be a Muradin popping avatar form. The Ring of Frost in the back lane. Lucio trying to push them around. Royal taking so much damage. Dwarf tosses right on top of them, and they find a kill right there, clearing this out. That's going to be the Vikings. I think they were trying to play it again, but Misha interrupted that. Lucio speed boosting things forward. Only can do so for the time, or excuse me, with the amp it up for a short duration right there. They don't get the chase they're looking for, but that still means Olaf is soaking in top lane. Eric is back with the Baylog. They're going to look to push in bottom lane and open things up further for themselves on the side of Tiny Dancers. That was a joke about the team name? No, yeah, I know. But I will say this. Key plays an insanely good Stukov. So maybe there is some truth in the name. I'll be honest. I've cast them before. I've seen Kotip on Greymane quite a bit. So maybe it is. Maybe it is a bunch of just one tricks. You never know. Vikings still pushing out top and mid. Oh, are they trying to play for Dragon Knight? What are they doing with this? Oh, wait, they probably have bribe. 162, and it's 40 per. Yep. Bottom lane fort will be going down, and as I said, like, they are building momentum on the side of the one tricks, but Tiny Dancers, they've got some map pressure. They've got, I don't think they're gonna get bottom, or at least be able to hold this over. Like, it's just the little baby Eric. He might be swift and so brave, but he is also swift and dead. Well, he's just mostly dead, not swift. Top lane invade coming out. No, they don't manage to do anything with that one. I hope Renekton, you're one tricking. I know that name, but I can't put a name or like a character model to it. I'm still very, very, very green to that game. Alrighty, 20's in favor. What do we have? Top off, super strain. Okay. Burn skin, ice blink, and death metal for ETC. So they're gonna try and get themselves in some bad positions purposefully if they end up going down. Dragonite channels here. No one's in position to stop that. That's a Dragonite for them on the left-hand side easily. And so one trick's grab that, and I think they're gonna run into bottom lane and try and take a keep, maybe even end the game. Excuse me. Breathed wrong. Whew. All right. Royal's just gonna pressure up the wave. Dragonite coming through. Oh, the crocodile guy. You're right. Yes, that's what Renekton is. Yes, he's a crocodile. I do not play the crocodile, man. I'm sorry. But feel free to keep guessing. It's a fun little game we have. Little root. Was that level 16 numbing blast from Jaina right there for the 1 second root onto Muradin. Stepping forward, Hyperion will push them back a little bit. Seems like this Dragonite's gonna get the front gate, and that's just about it. Rexar was trying to make something happen in mid, and it seems like they got a little bit of value. Kick goes out onto the Muradin. Vikings coming in. This is 20's up. Ooh, Force Wall upgrade as well, so it's gonna be a reduction by 10 seconds. So it's like an 8-second cooldown on Force Wall at this point. right? Because it's 18 seconds? Yeah. So it's an 8-second, and the range is increased as well. Like, we can see, like, that's the range on Force Wall now. That's playmaking ability. See some Danger Pinks coming out. Power Slide from ETC will be coming out as well. That's, yeah, we were able to throw off that vision, or turn off that vision for a couple seconds. Boars come out as well. Slows will be there. No upgrade on the Boars at level 20. So no, I believe it's a root that you get with that. Camp was grabbed. Yeah, they're going to be able to kind of steal that away and back right out of there. But Siege Giants will be cleared out. 20's up on both sides. Like, death timers are getting up there, everybody. Like, if they get a couple kills on either side, this could be game through bottom lane. But I will say this, they've got a lot more to go through on the left-hand side, or at least on the right-hand side for Tiny Dancers. The members of One Tricks, they've got, just to keep, that's got 2/3 of its health, I'd say. I also skimmed the forums to check, and it's a general assumption amongst many that for Croc. Wait, oh wait, I'm missing something. He's a crocodile and not an alligator because crocodiles have much more aggressive. Wow. Pasted from Google. Okay. I don't know about NGS, but one tricking in lounge is really difficult because the scouting is so easy. Sloth. I don't know. I don't know if scouting is easy in NGS. I don't know if it was easy in Heroes Lounge, but trying to make a fight happen down here. Boars come out from the Rexar as well. ETC does have Mosh Pit. They've also got Death Mosh. A lot of damage onto this Murden. Sound Barrier used by Lucio. Power Slide. Mosh Pit set up there. It's actually going to be interrupted, so it's on a 10-second cooldown right there. Jaina does finish out the Ice Block, or she has Ice Block finished out right there. Silver will be losing the Olaf. They're going to play it again, bring those Vikings back. A lot of them very low. That's going to be Eric going down. They actually don't get to play it again off in time. Baylog goes down as well. That's all 3 Vikings dead for the next 60 or so seconds. Misha trying to jump in. Greymane dives out as well. Huge knockback. They actually don't get the slow. Lucio, there's a Thunderclap. Nice knockback as well. Power Slide face melt. Oh my god. Dwarf tosses right out of there, and they don't lose anyone but the Vikings, but still, they lost all 3 Vikings, so no play it again value. And that's if you're a Vikings player, this is definitely the one spot you do not want to be in. I forgot that this was an upgrade. 10 seconds after using Play It Again, any dead Vikings are revived and summoned again. So I think that was the game plan right there. They were looking to int, get 1 Viking out, and get that, but they just didn't get the 1 Viking out. And there's Channel onto the Dragon, and that's going to be another one in favor for the One Tricks. Here's the thing, the bottom lane's looking weaker and weaker. They need to make a decision on how they're going to deal with this. Olaf is going to be back up. Eric and Baylog are going to be up right behind them as well. Let's see what happens here. This is potentially game-ending push, and we could be going to a game 3 as Hyperion comes out. Force Wall from Tassadar as well. Lucio amping it up. Viking gets kicked away. Lurking Arm from Key as well. Didn't go for the upgrade, so I believe they have the Perma channel if they want to do so. That's going to be Tassadar with a Force Wall as well as a Black Hole. Looking to get some damage on the Jaina. The keep goes down. Kick goes out as well. Doesn't get too large of a kick. Massive shove from Key as well. Feldroth is back with the group. Mid lane is the keep that they're going to be trying to open up a little bit further. They get the well as well. Power Slide from ETC bouncing around. That's going to be a Mega Mosh. No interruption. Sound Barrier from the Lucio buys a little bit of time, but Royal standing still for so long. They don't end up going down. Huge Ring of Frost from the Jaina. We'll find quite a few. That's going to be Play It Again from the Vikings coming out as well as they actually get the Dragonite down, but they're going to lose the Tassadar. They find the ETC. Deathmosh goes off as the Vikings are taking so much damage. Do they have the Play It Again value coming in for them? Doesn't look like it, but they managed to stave off the game-ending push. Meanwhile, in top lane, there was a camp getting value for them on the side of Tiny Dancers. Dear Lord. I also skimmed the forums to check if it was a general assumption amongst me it was for Croc. Huh. That's today I learned. All right, let's cycle through the other numbers because it's been a little bit and we haven't looked at those. Woo! 20 minutes plus. It's still anyone's game, but bottom lane is a win condition for the members of One Tricks. That's why he needs a big arm so he can carry. Stukov with 74,000 healing. Lucio with, I think, just under 10k, or excuse me, 100k. What's the Viking? 30,000, near 30,000 from the Vikings. But hey, look at this. Rexar with 25-ish. Just shy of that. Lot of good numbers for this game right here. Yeah, Lucio just capping over 10,000 now, but whoo. Still, that's really good Stukov feeling 74,000. Nearly on the dot.
Another chance to prove yourself.
So Dragonite once again. Let's actually jump with the vision for the blue team. Oh no, Muradin showed. Never mind. The Vikings only died 3.75 times. That's nothing. Arena 4 Music, thank you so much. I appreciate that compliment. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the content you see. Dragonite will be available. Co-tip on the point. No one in top lane just yet. Vikings still down here. Force wall, electric fence and everything. A lot of damage onto Royal. I'm going to pull away the talents really quickly. I know we haven't... Some of you might have missed some of them, but either way, I just want us to be able to see more of this fight as it is full of 5v5. I guess 5v7 in a sense. Misha gets a huge charge. There's a silence. Muradin pops the avatar form. They're going to get some healing out as well. Throws the Stormbolt out. The Black Hole actually kind of saving a few, but that massive shell will be pushing Muradin back all the way to the Hall of Storms almost. There's going to be an Olaf traded out. The Death Mosh happens as well, and they don't find any sort of setup with that. That's a huge win for the members of Tiny Dancers. As they throw Silver into top, they've got Silver in mid, and Silver is also coming back from death. But now they're all into this mid. They're like, you know, we can't let you have a potential Dragonite. Misha just taking damage. There's no way they get this. Misha and Rex are going top lane. Lucio coming in through this mid. Force wall. They're looking to dive onto them. Someone needs to get onto this point, though. Unless they just realize they can't win through top lane, so they're just going to chase the Greymane and get another staggered death. If they actually got a staggered death, that'd be huge for them. Maybe they can make something happen with the Misha Rexar? Nah. So Raynor goes into top. They should get the channel. Rexar and Misha realizing it's just Raynor. Misha? Misha. I mean, I know it buys time, because Greymane's down in bottom, but Vikings. Can Rexar? Rexar makes it here in time. Especially because bottom got traded out. 200 IQ play? Ooh, Hyperion coming out as well? They want the channel. There's, oh, the boars come out as well. Fishing Queen goes down.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
Mid lane keep went down. Baylog went down. There's the plate again. They actually don't get, they do get the interrupt. They get the interrupt, so it's on 10 seconds. Baylog is back, excuse me, Olaf is back and running around somewhere. They're actually rotating up into this fight. This is actually going very sideways. Muradin pops the avatar form power slide from ETC. They do have a mosh pit up and available. They try to dwarf toss away, but they're not able to do so. And with that, all of that, they're gonna rush towards core and we go to a game 3, I believe. Raynor getting picked off in mid was crucial. That was huge for them. Oh, Jaina getting stunned by that one right there. But Vikings are going to play it again. They're back in. There's the countdown right there for that 10 seconds. So they actually get one. Eric is going to come back as well as Olaf. So they get that repeat of their revive. But this core is falling rapidly. Royal very low. Deathmosh does come out. They are going to catch one. There's a black hole from Tassadar, but I don't know if they have enough damage to kill the enemy team. And that's going to be game number 2 over to the side of the One Tricks. We go to a game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. GG. Well played. Rexar winning the 2v2. Yeah. All right, I'm going to run to the bathroom really quickly as well as get some water. So look at some stats and I'll get the info from these players really quick.
I will follow you to the end of the world. Subscribe.
Poor Vikings just wanted to do Viking things.
Okay. Oof. All right, let's show talents really quickly. And back to us. All right, we got a game 3, everybody. Game number 3. How are you all doing? Cool. Ooh. Okay. They're deciding on what map they want to go to. It's quintessential. I mean, it's game 3. It's anybody's game for this series. And we're into the later weeks for NGS, aren't we? PS5 commercial, June 11th. Yes, please. Yo, Tireless Pro, how you doing? I'm actually really excited. This week's actually super exciting because we have CCL tomorrow, PS5 announcement thingy on Thursday, the 11th, and then LCS and LEC is back. And the main reason that I am excited about those is because it's just esports in general. Like, I enjoy watching esports. Oh my god, Rob Christie, thank you so much for the 13 months.
I will follow you to the end of the world. Subscribed.
Hey Bohamet, hope you are having a good evening.
I am. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you so much for the 13 months. Thanks for the tier 1, my friend. I hope you're doing well. And thanks for coming by. My rage has subsided after finally catching that stupid octopus Pokemon. Nice, Kalis. I'm doing pretty good, Tireless Pro. Thanks for asking. I have a feeling PS5 is going to be a shut up and take my money situation. I have a feeling as well. I have a feeling that it is going to be a very exciting stream. I'm excited to see what they are bringing to the table. And I am ready to lose all my money. Granted, like, I don't know, I don't play a lot of console stuff, so it's very hard to convince me to get a console. Let me think about this. The only games that I played on my PlayStation 4 is I played Unraveled when I first got it, and then I didn't touch it for the longest time. I got Destiny with some friends, never played that with them pretty much. Destiny 2, I mean. I got Street Fighter 5, and I played that just on my own here and there. And then I got Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and I played the crap out of that. And there's one other game. Oh, I got Until Dawn, and I played that on stream, which that one I actually really liked, but it was a PlayStation 4 exclusive. They'll announce HOTS for PS5. Ah. I'll buy PS5 whenever God of War sequel hits. Yo, I never played the God of War one. I watched it a lot. I've watched a few people playing it. It was very good. All right, I need to swap some people around. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're all set on that. And then I need to update this for map 3 picked by them. All right, cool. Oh. Alrighty, everybody. No, but MOBA with the controller interesting? No. HOTS 2 announcement? No, we're in HOTS 2 right now. We need HOTS 3. Welcome back, everyone, to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We find ourselves here on Infernal Shrines for game number 3 of our best of 3 series. The One Tricks and Tiny Dancers will be our 2 teams from Division B East. But I'm sure you're sitting at home wondering how we got to Infernal Shrines. Home team tonight is going to be the One Tricks. They lost the coin flip. First pick for game number 1 was chosen by Tiny Dancers. They banned out Tomb and Brax's Holdout, while Sky and Alterac Pass were banned up by the members of the One Tricks. Towers of Doom was the first map chosen by the One Tricks. They lost that. Losing team can either choose first pick or map pick. One Tricks opted for first pick for game number 2. Dragonshires was chosen by Tiny Dancers. They lost that map. Same kind of deal. Tiny Dancers opted for first pick for game number 3, and the One Tricks have decided to take us to Infernal Shrines to round things out. Let's get back into our draft and see what we've got for this fiesta, as we have an ETC ban, respecting the ETC from the last game. Shortly after that, they'll inevitably announce HOTS for Switch. Bruh, nah. Could you imagine Blizzard making a call like that to put another game on a console? No, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. They already put Diablo on the Switch. They can't have more than one IP on different consoles. You know that. Didn't Overwatch go to Switch too? So what I just said is completely null and void. Ooh, Kotip is gonna get forced into something different. They've been playing Greymane for all these games, so we'll see what we get. This is one of those times where they ask, can we, without asking, should we? First pick Joanna coming out on the side of Tiny Dancers. I actually like that for Infernal Shrines. Strong within the top to mid, mid to bottom rotations. Just a strong hero overall in general. I don't disagree with that pick whatsoever. Did they try and go for the Stukov? The Kael'thas was strong in game 1. They could go for a Kael'thas and Stukov. Ooh, Sonya is going to be grabbed for the solo lane. That's a very early call on their solo lane. And then they're going to grab the Tassadar for themselves. Huh. Let me update my statement. Blizzard can't have 3 IPs on a console. It's unheard of. It's uncharted territory. They know they won't make money off of it, so they'll just pull the plug on it before it even happens. Rather than, 2 years into its pro scene. We do have this Joanna Anduin will be coming out, and a Kael'thas is... Ooh. Okay. I actually really like that. Anduin for a lot of good saves. Chastise will be a good setup as well. Good AoE healing. Light Bomb is an option. Holy Word Salvation is an option as well. I doubt we'll see Holy Word. I expect it to be Light Bomb. They'll need something to dive in with said Light Bomb. I don't think we'll get like a Genji or anything like that. Maev's an option. Joanna, you could just throw it on the Joanna. You don't really need to have something that's like super divey, but getting to the backline's really helpful. Oof. What's an oof? What do you mean? There's no oofs on the stream. What's up, Chaotic and Mr. Furious? Where's the Zarya pick where you need it? I don't hate a Zarya, actually. Poke potential is really good for her. Expulsion Zone has a lot of good control. But do they want to essentially hyper carry Tassadar? Because they still need a main tank. They'll need a Zarya, and then they'll need a healer. So yeah, I don't think we see Zarya. At least no, because I don't see it happening on Tiny Dancers either. Falling Sword plus Light Bomb? Not a lot of people go Falling Sword Light Bomb. Watch me eat those words this game, but I would say the vast majority is Blessed Shield with Radiating Faith at level 20. Like, I rarely, if ever, get to see Falling Sword Light Bomb anymore, which is sad. Sylvanas, who has been completely ignored, is going to be grabbed right there. Good push potential with her, locking down towers. Arthas was banned out in game number 1, so this has to be some sort of solo lane thing that we don't know about coming out from the side of Tiny Dancers. Last pick on the left-hand side, they need a main tank. Gonna be a Mal'Ganis. I don't hate the Mal'Ganis, actually. I think it's a strong pick, gets into the backline. Night Rush is a good tool. Fellclaws are able to disrupt quite a bit. Carrion Swarm gives you more sustain and healing during the team fights, so I like it. I like it a lot. I think the Mal'Ganis is a strong pickup for them. Allows Lunara to step in, Sonya as well. Tassar and Stukov just range damage from the back. And if they step up, force wall, block them out, walk away. Chaz, how you doing, bud? Good to see you. Eric, how you doing? Does poison interrupt sleep? I do believe it would immediately wake them up because it's damage over time. So, yeah, it would, but there's like a small window where you can't awaken. Absorb energy, shield, spread bomb, more damage. No, Blizzard actually... CC, you say the word had, and that makes me not believe you. Let's get into game number 3 on the left-hand side. We've got the members of the One Tricks. We've got Rise Robin going to be on the Sonya. Kotip is going to be on the Lunara. Key will be on the Stukov. Royal going to be on the Mal'Ganis, and Siege will be on the Tassadar. On the right-hand side, we've got the members of Tiny Dancers. We've got Materium will be on the Anduin. We've got Fishing Queen on the Kael'thas. Lidwell is going to be on Joanna. And Silver on the Arthas. And I missed the Feldroth on the Sylvanas. Excuse me about that. Whew. Dots do not interrupt sleep if they are applied before sleep. Good point. In my brain, they are getting slept and Lunar is pushing W. That is what I was expecting. But there is the just damage over time from her auto attacks as well. Yes, that is true. So we just start out with bottom to mid rotations. I'm just skimming through level 1s as well. Arthas is going to be going into Frost Presence at level 1. Kael'thas into Mana Addict, which is an uncapped quest, but when they hit the 20 regeneration globes, they're going to be able to get the Mana Barrier, and they can build that up, and that uses their total Mana bar as the shielding, rather than just like a % of it. So like a good way to compare it is like Greymane Curse Bullet is 40% of the current health pool that's on the hero. So if they're at 100%, it's going to be 30% of that 100. Whereas if they're down at 70, then it kind of changes those numbers and caster math doesn't translate. Whereas for Kael'thas, it's just if he's got 1,000 mana, that's going to be what his shield is regardless of how full that bar is. So just a good thing to note. Tassadar will be going into the shock ray at level 1, building up that damage. I'm expecting to see like Thermal Lance and stuff at 16 where they can really chunk into people with like 8% of their health, if I'm not mistaken, on that Thermal Lance. Plus all the damage increase you get from the other talents as they do step into this. This is going to be a good invade. There's a Leap of Faith to save the Joanna, but they still steal the camp away on the side of the One Tricks. Hey, Tetcher. Those are Blizzard Classic games. So, different category. Sorry. Remember when you would hit Blizz Classic and the only thing that would come up was Lost Vikings, then they released Orphea and they put her in that category as well? As a Blizz Classic character? True story, because I actually have a screenshot of it. I was going through screenshots like not too long ago and I saw that and I was like, wait, really? Orphea is a Blizz Classic hero? Okay. Also, we're talking about a different Blizzard here, Tetcher. Completely different Blizzard. HOTS is a classic game. All right, Winterheart, you got me. So wait, does that mean that Nintendo's gonna come out with like their next like batch of SNES games for the Switch and just HOTS will be there? I'm sorry, my boyfriend is a boob. You're absolutely fine. I really like it. It doesn't bother me at all. Pixar, it didn't happen. I'll try and find it after this game. I'm 99% sure that it's in my screenshots from HOTS, because I was going through them looking for something recently. Chastise comes out, doesn't connect on anyone. We do have our first Punisher, and it is going to be an Arcane Punisher as they step in, Howling Blast connecting onto one. They're looking at Siege. There's going to be just some healing going back as they kind of back out of this a little bit. Little split here on the side of Tiny Dancers. The One Trick's going to lose Royal at the start of this fight. That'll be first blood in favor for the Tiny Dancers. Ooh, the One Trick's going to lose their Sonya as well, and this might be Shrine over to them. They only need 8 more Skeletal Defenders on the side of the One Tricks, but can they get those without sacrificing, another player? Kotip pushes in the lane. Top is going to be crashing. Just want to check this really quickly. Actually, top is going to be winning in favor for Tiny Dancers as the Shaman on the left-hand side does go down. Shield Glare into Lunara. This is really good anchoring coming out from Silver and Liddell, I think is the name. Sorry, I keep messing that up. But just anchoring from the 2 entry positions, and this is going to be very, very close. We actually have 37 to 39, but this will be Punisher. First one of the game over to the side of Tiny Dancers. Leaping Faith will be saving 1. Unfortunately, Arthas will... I was going to say, Arthas should go down right there to those Fell Claws. Materium getting very low, but they won't get picked off. Sylvanas uses the Banshees to get out of there, and this will be the Punisher in mid lane pushing up. Jump already went out as well. And Tassadar goes into top lane to clear out the Shaman camp before it gets much value. Winterheart, by the way, good to see you. I hope you're doing well, friend. Thanks for coming by. Sorry, I have Division B chat open, and I looked over and I just saw something. I was like, huh, that's a statement. Okay. 7's up on both sides. Camp evade once again. This is actually really aggressive play coming out from the side of the One Tricks, because typically Sonya's just like, not AFK, but just up in top lane. As their Lurking Arm comes out, they have a lot of damage onto the Kael'thas, and they find the kill onto them. Only 8 stacks on the Mana Addict at level 1 for them, just being slowed down in some of that stacking, being pushed out of these lanes, as well as getting picked off right there. But 2 up in kills on both sides. Let's go ahead and cycle through those other numbers, get an idea of what those look like, as you haven't had a chance to look at them for game number 3 just yet. And next Punisher also will be Mortar and in bottom lane, so if they could actually push up bottom with this camp and maybe get a soft push in the front gate, get a little damage on that, maybe take out a sidewall, that'll be huge for them so they can play aggressive into the enemy team. Towers did get changes in the past in the patch last week, where the damage was reduced by 10% and the armor total reduction was reduced by 20. So the front towers will reduce your armor by 5 up to 20. The keeps in the forts will reduce your armor by 10 up to -20. So the -40 armor is no longer a thing, which makes pushing into these forts and these towers with the objective a little bit more reasonable and realistic. Beforehand, it was like, I can't. I'm just gonna get the Punisher and walk out of lane and go siege somewhere else where I don't accidentally shield glare someone and get aggroed by 2 towers and get destroyed because I just had my armor go from, 0 to -40 in 4 shots. Tens will be here though. Carrion Swarm, Black Hole, Leaping Strikes for Lunara, Wrath Berserker for Sonya. Pretty standard stuff coming out from the side of the One Tricks. But still opening up bottom lane. Gonna take out the wall as well, which is a really strong move for them. Lane sustain during the next objective phase will not exist at all, but top lane, Rise Robin gonna be just at least making something happen. Getting some decent push for themselves, so they're expecting maybe the 3rd Punisher to be in this top lane, using those sidewalls to keep Wrath Berserker up right there. As you can see, that little purple bar, I believe, is the Wrath Berserker's sustain. Joanna leaves top lane. For how little they've been paying attention to top lane, Tiny Dancers are actually doing really good with that. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough, as Sonya's just going to be pushing in lanes. Like, they've only lost their front gate, not too bad. They haven't had someone up here in what feels like quite a few waves, and they're still not too far. Well, the experience is about a level and a half, so a little bit more so. Let's actually, I'm curious, how much experience for minions? 3,000 experience roughly. But the big deficit's gonna be mercenaries. Look at that, 2,600 versus 900. That's a big detriment for some of that experience coming in for them. But Wrath Berserker popped, 2nd Punisher's up. It's going to be a Mortar Punisher in bottom lane, as we already noted. It was opened up a little bit on the side of, or into the side of Tiny Dancers. There's gonna be a Light Bomb onto the Arthas. They get the Mal'Ganis as a falling sword from the Joanna. As I said in chat, during the draft, I will eat my words because it's probably going to be a falling sword. It is exactly that. Rise Robin goes down. They're gonna find a triple kill, make it a quad kill as Leaping Strikes might save the Lunara. Sylvanas doesn't throw the Banshees out. Kotip gets out with 100 health, so it's just going to be the triple kill in favor for the members of Tiny Dancers. They're going to clean up the shrine, and it should be in their favor. Arthas mounting up and just in the bush. And this, once again, same sort of deal. Tiny Dancers getting the advantage here where the Shaman was being targeted, and is being targeted quite a bit. Should be able to get this out just naturally through the wave, and they have actually a really good wave. Oh, but Kotip came up. Never mind. Caster wasn't watching minimap. Cookie, thank you for the 100 bits. I'll resend your alert when we get out of game. Bandit is the best boy, confirmed. Absolutely. it's Kimto Rippins. Arthas, by the way, is going to be Army of the Dead. There's going to be a light bomb. They find the kill onto the Lunara. Punisher still pushing in through bottom lane, as I read chat for a little too long, but they still find the fort. They even up the experience 2 to 6 in kills. Punisher jumps once again, but they don't really care about that. They could... no, Sonya's far back enough. I was going to say they might be able to rotate and grab Sonya there, but they end up saying, there, she's leaving lane. Let's just go ahead and grab the camp, get some pressure. Royal... No, they can't go into this. They don't have the damage from Lunara, so they'll have to just back off. And wait, as the camps will be crashing into them. They get the bottom lane camp as well, just adding more pressure across the board. What are our camp timers for the top lane? 153 and 152, so very close on those. 2 minutes and 45 and about 2 minutes on that one, and then a little bit, well, they just got the bottom lane, so. Lunara, Sonya, Mal'Ganis equals no damage. Massive shove. Phoenix from the Kael'thas. Night Rush comes out, but they're not able to find anything with it. Next Punisher will be mid lane, so they're going to try and open this up further. Sylvanas locks on the tower. There's a lot of damage going on to Lidwell, who does use the Falling Sword, but I don't know if there's a Light Bomb on top of that as well. Leaping Strikes from Lunara. They're going to get the last little bit of damage. They find the kill onto the Joanna. They're going to chase in further onto this Materium, getting very low, spinning from the Sonya. Night Rush onto one. Silver's going to take a lot of damage. Lurking Arm as well. Tassadar is trying to throw out enough to get the kill. Silver spears in. They throw the Howling Blast back, and they end up going down. Double kill in favor for the members of the One Tricks. I think you just got caster cursed to Tireless Pro. You just got to experience what I get to experience all the time, which is, oh man, this and that, and then they do exactly the opposite of what you just said, because between those three heroes, they chased that down and they found two kills? No, I'm not even remembering. I tried to look at stream and cheat, but half of the stream is covered by something on my monitor, so I can't cheat. I didn't die in 3 scrim games today. Woof! Massive shove from onto the Joanna. Kael'thas is taking a bit of a nap. There's going to be a Force Wall Light Bomb onto them. They're going to try and just slow things down. Kael'thas does not have anything to keep them alive outside of the Arcane Barrier, which I think they popped immediately into this fight. 16 talent here around the corner, and they back off as they realize, you know what, this fight is not going our way. We're just going to get out of here. Next Punisher will be Arcane and in mid lane, but they have this 16 right around the corner. Once they get that, I think they're going to try and turn this around and go right back into them. It's 4v4 in bottom lane. Maybe even 5 as Sonya is mounting up. Rather Berserker, pretty much everything is off cooldown except for Carry and Swarm on the left-hand side. For the right, the only things they have is Wailing Arrow and Army of the Dead. Throws a Howling Blast out. Only 8 out of the, 20 stacks on that one? So a bit of a ways to go on that one, but the big thing is also that range. Like, getting those 10 that 10 stacks is a big thing for Arthas, just to be able to get further poke. They're going to at least get the root right there underneath the tower, but they'll lose their tower in bottom lane. It's just like the words lid and del mushed together. Liddell. I'll probably say it wrong either way. Welcome to my stream. The tower dives killed Joanna, but there was no towers around. Just kidding. I know what you meant, but I was just saying, like, the moment you said that, of course, they get a couple kills, and I was just like, look at that! It's just standard casting things. Top lane does have a camp coming in, so that's going to be able to get a free fort if they don't deal with that, and I don't think the fort is aggroed onto it as it's just burning through that. There's a lot of damage onto Silver. There's a Light Bomb as well. Falling Sword. No Falling Sword plus Light Bomb. They just went into Falling Sword as they do find a kill onto Mal'Ganis, a kill onto Sonya. And now Sonya, or excuse me, the rest of the team is going to be running out of this one. They actually split into bottom lane, still have the Shaman camp up in top lane. This is what I was talking about before, and as long as it doesn't aggro on the Shaman, that's an easy fort in favor for the members of Tiny Dancers. That'll be down in top lane, so it's going to be some passive experience as well as the periodic catapult pressure. Kotip is looking to angle into this one as they once again find themselves very, very close to a to a Punisher, and they get forced out of it. That, I can't believe it. That is the second time, I feel like, in a row for this to happen to them. Arthas and friends, though, will be pushing in through bottom lane, excuse me, mid lane, and this will be a fort for sure. Will they be able to go for the keep? Surprised they actually used Sylvanas' passive to lock this down. Maybe that was enough just to threaten where the enemy team was like, all right, well, we don't even have tower shots to help us, but they now step into this, and it's not the longest cooldown in the world. It's like, what, 30 seconds on her passive, so she should have that if they do end up making it to the up to the keep. Actually, no, that'll be way too short. Anyways, Wrath of Berserker was popped. Punisher did go over the wall. Lurking Arm from Stukov zones them back a little bit. Oh, poor Kael'thas didn't get the regeneration globes from that, but I think they just realized, you know what, we can't push with the Punisher, so we'll just go ahead and do the next best thing. Get the top lane Shaman camp, get that in our favor, more experience, as well as some pressure on the map that they have to deal with. On the left-hand side, they got the Siege camp. In the bottom lane, they have the Siege camp up there as well. And then, well, 10 seconds for this one. So they actually, I think they were thinking about Hearthing, or maybe just Anduin was the only one to go back to get full mana and health. So they'll grab these camps as Anduin comes in here, but they need to be a little bit wary. The enemy team is scouting out for them. Just really quickly, this is the vision, what they can see on the left-hand side. So if you're wondering what they're seeing on minimap as well, there you go. Alrighty, sorry, I had to chug water. Flank coming in, Howling Blast, Falling Sword, no Light Bomb, but still, they're here. There's going to be Condemned, unable to pull them in. There was a Black Hole, there was a massive shove. There's going to be the Light Bomb, doesn't connect onto anyone, unfortunately, as they were trying to get towards the backline members. Mal'Ganis does go down 55 seconds onto that Death Timer. Next Punisher is top lane. They could look to just open up top lane a little bit further for themselves. Sonya's a little far out in this mid. They got a camp in mid here as well. They could go for a keep, and I think, yeah, they're going to go for a keep in mid. Sylvanas manages to mark the towers with the Banshee. They do. Coach does see where they're going to be landing, so they throw a lot of damage onto the ground, and they get forced back. Materium has some flash shields out for them. No 20 talents here, and they're forcing this back pretty well. Stukov with the Lurking Arm, but it is going to have that growing infestation. I'm wrong on that. Oh, it is right. But that limits it to a 4-second channel total. Sonya's up in top lane, going to be Hearthing back as they just get out of all of this. They don't want to get picked off and stagger out as Mal'Ganis is only 10 seconds off. Next Punisher should be announced fairly soon, so it should be a full 5v5. The question that I now have is, will it be 20s up? Probably. Should be. Okay, they mount up. We got 20s. Ooh, Heaven's Fury for the Joanna. So it's just cooldown reduction with all those lightning bolts or holy bolts that rain down. Arthas did go into anti-magic shell. Sylvanas, what are you taking? Anduin with the Glyph of Faith, I believe it is. That gives them the second charge of the Leap of Faith. Sylvanas is holding. What are you going to go for? $20s up. More damage. Carrion Swarm upgrade, which is going to be, what, damage and sleeps? Yeah. Lunar will get scattered out right there. Tassar did go into the upgrade on Force Wall, so it's an 8-second cooldown for Force Wall, and it's got an increased range, I believe, right? Yeah. And it also has a faster birth time? No, wait, no, that was changed in the in the other patch, right? Duration of force wall by 0.5. Yeah, it's a duration increase. Okay, massive shove. There's the light bomb. There's the falling sword. Everything being used right now. They don't find a kill just yet. Kotip very, very low. Carrion swarm coming out. That's going to end. Get some sleeps on into a couple members. There's a black hole as well. Silence. I can't believe they're living through so much. This Materium is doing their best to heal them up, but that's going to be Sylvanas going down first in this fight. They lose the Anduin as well. Silver so very low. They find the Lunar kill on the left-hand side from the chain bomb spreading value. But that's going to be a 2-for-1 in favor of the One Tricks, and they get a later game Punisher here. That's huge for them. Meanwhile, in mid lane, I do want to note, Catapult hitting for 331 is going to be on this keep. Does it get it? That's the big question. The mini wave should be too much of an issue. Maybe? I know, riveting content, everybody. Will the Catapult get the keep? Find out next week. No, it's not going to, but still. Keep did lose a lot of health, 990 health onto that mid lane. They go ahead and get the fort in top lane on the side of the One Tricks, as they do have 39 out of the 40 skeletal defenders. They're going to be just holding that while Tassadar gets back, maybe waiting for Lunara. But while they wait for Lunara, they're also giving time for Sylvanas and Anduin to come back, also giving time for them to grab this camp. Actually, they got a double camp in mid. That's huge. Punisher, the fort's already gone down, so by the time they hearth back, everyone's here in position, ready to defend. I was worried about that Joanna not getting back in time, but now they're here. So they need to bait one. They need to use one to bait the Punisher over the wall. They'll do that right there with Silver. They're going to pull them up towards the upper portion of this. That way the keep will get shots on as well as the two towers, but they don't. It doesn't get pulled towards the well. Seems like it's going well for them. There's going to be another Punisher jump in a second here. They need to be wary of that so they don't clump up. That'll be just once again onto Silver. And I think they've defended this Punisher. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Kotip had to back off and deal with this so they don't lose their keep. They're going to hold that for now. Mid lane fort is still alive and healthy, but 21's up on both sides. Keep in top lane was saved. The game progresses, and we'll see who's going to be able to take this. Double camp with Kata's can end game. Unfortunately not. Not with Lunara there. She's able to stave off that damage, but what? Like a Flame Strike from Kael'thas would be enough, right? What's Kael'thas throwing Flame Strikes for? Nah, it wouldn't be enough. But like a Flame Strike and Nada maybe or something like that. By the way, they have 43 regeneration globes. They have a bonus of 645. What is the actual total pool of Kael'thas? 1,345. That's pretty good. Top lane does have a Shaman camp coming through. If left uncontested, that'll go ahead and take down the keep. But they're going to rotate Sylvanas up here, as well as the rest of the team. And I think we're just deathballing in a sense here. Mal'Ganis is in mid, but they're just kind of anchoring while the rest of the friendly team clears up bottom lane. And I like this anchoring just to see, you know, if they rotate through mid, you can at least catch them there. But look at the minion wave. Top lane camp will be grabbed as well as they clear out the shamans in that lane. Oof. Howling Blast connects on the Tassadar. They're going to try and make a play happen. Chastise goes out as well. There's a Falling Sword into the backline. They have a Light Bomb right afterwards. The Siege is able to, actually, was not able to live right there. There's a Wrath of Berserker pop by Rise Robin. Gravity Labs does connect onto them. There's a Lurking Arm, so they can try and spin to win and turn this around. Silver very low. Leap of Faith will pull them in, also getting them the healing from that Divine Star. Royal a little bit low. Mal'Ganis uses one Fell Claws to get away. They get hit with the Howling Blast from the Arthas as the Living Bomb's going to spread around right there. They didn't go into the Forever Bomb, but still they went into that Ignite from level 16. Sonya's going to be pushing back top lanes. Tassadar down for the next 30-some seconds. They're going to look to go for a keep in mid lane at least. I don't know if they go for the end. Howling Blast catches the toe of Lunara, and Royal stepping back into this enemy team, trying to do as much as they can. Okay, Feld is going to be able to get the keep right there. They actually get the Banshees backwards. Oh, no. This Joanna was a little baited by their team, so they went into that one, but Gravity Lapse goes backwards. Condemn pulls them in. They get the keep in mid lane, and they're going to split off from this. Tassadar still down for the next 10 seconds. Punisher will be next in mid lane. That's a big thing to note as well. This Punisher will go straight to core. If they can get it. Bruiser camp in 145, Bruiser camp in 130, so they're going to grab the Siege camp over here. Bottom lane's in 40-some seconds, and they just got the left-hand side. Sylvanas going to be clearing out bottom lane, so this Catapult pushes up a little bit faster. Just to note also, they have Catapults in mid lane consistently, 456 in auto from said Catapults. I believe minions will die after 2 shots from those, and it also has splash damage. Actually, A little bit more than 2 shots, but still, splash damage has a little bit of extra wave clear for them. We're going to pull away the talents because we need to be able to see everything as actually they dive onto Royal. Light Bomb comes out as well. Massive Shove doesn't come out in time. Chastise will be there. Everything being used to shut down the Mal'Ganis, and they do get that. This Joanna's back here, and in the face of the enemy team, as they do have the Subdue from level 7. They didn't get it completed, but still they hit 2 heroes, which means they do get the slow onto them. Sonya trying to get some of these skeletal defenders on the right-hand side, but it's not working out for them, and now they have to take the long rotation out of here. They want to try and keep that Wrath of Berserker up by getting some autos in, but I don't know if they'll be able to do so. Actually, they're going to be fine for now. Army of the Dead was popped by Silver. Rise is just chasing in, splitting up this backline, keeping that Wrath of Berserker up. There's a force wall that actually pushes them into the Sonya just a wee bit. There's going to be the Sonya going down. There's a falling sword from Liddell onto Key, who's splitting Key from the friendly team. Massive Shove will take the Joanna on a bit of a ride. Oh, all the way to the keep. 27 to 25. Actually, this is going over in favor for the One Tricks, but they're going to lose their Tassadar leaping strikes from Kotip. They'll try and find that. Anduin actually coming in here. Manduin going to be trying to get the kill. Some 30 health onto Kotip, but now they turn onto Keys. Self-Light Bomb, not even needed, and that'll be a quad kill for the members of Tiny Dancers. You could be an auctioneer with that speed? Nah, I'm not that good. Thank you, though. I guess if I ever get fired from my engineering job, I'll just go and attempt to be an auctioneer. What a just a dynamic career change. Just, oh yeah, what's Bahamut doing? Well, he left construction, now he does auctioneering. Why? Punisher is not going to core. They do have quite a few members coming back here. They're going to be stepping up to core 25-ish minutes into this game. The shielding is just about to fall. Phoenix comes out from Kael'thas. Core defenses are going to be in place. That's going to be a Carrion Swarm out from the Mal'Ganis. They're pushing them back. They are not able to step into the core at this point, but the Punisher still getting a lot of damage here. 20-some%. Leaping strikes coming out from Kotip. There's a Light Bomb as well. Punisher gets a huge jump onto a couple members. Rise Robin very low, trying to spin to win. Mal'Ganis does go down to Sylvanas. There's the kill onto Sonya as well, but they end up turning it around, and they find the last little bit of damage they need. Tiny Dancers takes the series in a 2-1 fashion. GG. Well played. It's a rising field. True. All right, chat, I'm going to pull you right now. Do we restart stream so there's no delay, or do you guys care if there's a 20-second delay if we go into Storm League? The only thing is my conversations, I'll be potato. Well, during a stream, someone told me he could be a great at auctioneering, so he changed his careers. Let's get a... I always put the I in the wrong spot. Always. Oh, all right. Immediately, we're going to be joined by Feldroth. Congratulations on your 2-1 victory. How you feeling after that?
Oh, thank you very much. We're feeling great. The One Tricks put up a great fight, and there were really fun matches, and they felt like a struggle till the end, so that's all you can ask for.
So game number 1, Towers of Doom. Great back and forth, but you had a lot of map control momentum in your favors. What dynamic shift was it in game number 2 that changed it? Was it just the Vikings? Was it just kind of falling a little bit behind? Was it the Rexar? Like, can you talk about game number 2 and how you almost salvage it? Like, there was a point towards the end of the game where you started bringing it back, but what was it that was that big struggle for game number 2 for you all?
Yeah, so, well, first off, we our position in the playoffs is secured, so we're just trying some things out, and we feel like this is a good time to do it. So we were like, you know what, let's give TLV a shot. We haven't practiced them as much on that map as we probably should have going into it, so we didn't adapt as well as we could have. Mm-hmm. And so we've learned a lot, and we think we have it figured out, because yeah, we were turning it at the end, and it was just a little bit, too far gone. It's one of those things where if you have the structure advantage, and you can just sit back and let the other team, struggle to try to regain anything. So
Yeah, no, it was a really good back and forth, and just they caught you guys out in mid lane at that last fight and just turned things around and ended that one. But going into game number 3, Infernal Shrines, you looked a lot more comfortable, but it was some definite back and forth. They really started chasing into you and had some moments where they were gonna actually get structures down and they were gonna maybe even get a Punisher like 2 times in a row. Can I just say you denied them with like 38 plus skeletal defenders? Like it literally came down to the wire 2 times in a row, and you eke that out. In those moments of chaos and all of that, what are your comms like? Are they calm? Are they chaotic? Can you talk a little bit about how your team communicates in those moments of panic and stress?
It's definitely a bit chaotic, but we've talked about what that communication needs to be like, because it comes down immediately to, if you're talking at that point in time, you need to be calling out the hero that you are trying to call out, and then where their position is. So for those kind of things, Lunara clears them really fast, Task clears them really fast, and so we just had to make sure our tanks were positioned in the correct entry points, and then that we were calling the hero in the position so that we could really, really quickly navigate to where they were and punish them so they couldn't get any damage, or if they felt they had to back off or they'd die. So yeah, everyone's yelling at the same time, but it's sort of controlled chaos. Yeah, a little bit.
It was a blast to watch either way. Thank you so much for the games. Congratulations on making it to the playoffs already. And before I let you run out of here, there any shouts you'd like to give? The floor is all yours, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. First shout out is to Bandit. Materium is fanboying over there, and so he was giddy the entire night. So we have to thank you and Bandit for that. Second, more important shout out is to you for casting. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Shout out to our team for doing a phenomenal job of keeping their head in the game and staying consistent all season. And then shout out to all our families for putting up with us, and yelling in the other rooms. So we appreciate that too.
Well, thank you so much. Oh, go ahead.
Nope, that was it.
Oh, well, thank you so much for the interview. Thank you for the games. You have a wonderful night, and congratulations on your